Salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome back to more Senran Kagura Shinovi Verses as we start Chapter 3 of the Crimson Squad storyline. Place of Memories. The slums are my hometown. I'll protect them at any cost. These slums are my beloved hometown, my life itself. From housing made out of cardboard to veritable mansions of iron, human warmth spills from every corner of this shantytown on the outskirts of the city. Ironically, it's situated right next to the towering buildings that serve as a symbol of Japan's wealth and prosperity. BC Mask's voice echoes throughout the central plaza. Once she performs her signature pose, the children cheer with unbridled glee.
お嬢ちゃん、おじさんと一緒にどこかへ行こうか。やめろ！その汚い手を離せ！離せと言って離すぐらいなら最初から掴んだりしないっての。この変質者め、成敗してやる！
The kids are holding their breath in anticipation as they watch this one-woman superhero show unfold. I too am taking in BC Mask's performance, though my vantage point is a bit closer.
私にもあんなことができるのでしょうか?
The show ends, and after a round of thunderous applause, BC Mask walks toward me into the designated backstage area. The mask is removed, and Ikaruga wipes the sweat from her brow.
Ikaruga-san, お疲れ様です。さあ、次はヨミさんの出番ですよ。はい。
Wearing an outfit made from bags of bean sprouts taped together, I dance out into the spotlight.
一つ、ひもじさバネにして。二つ、不幸せとは思わずに。三つ、見事な花を咲かせましょう。パツキン燃やしマスク、いざ見参！
All eyes are on me as I practice my carefully choreographed entrance in the middle of the stage. Emulating Ikaruga, I successfully end with a finishing pose I've rehearsed. At this point, however, an angry mob can be heard over by the main road, and there's a group of people with picket signs. The protesters scare the children, so much so that we have no choice but to halt the show.
Yomi-san, あれは 私が行ってきます。
I approach the mob, still dressed in my costume. Several members of the rowdy throng carry signs reading things like, "No to redevelopment." Standing opposed to these masses is a familiar face from local TV, President Tiaro of Tiaro Corporation. With an elegant mustache, bowler hat, cane, and butterfly tie, he looks like he traveled forward in time from the 1800s, and across the ocean at that. Tiaro has been coordinating a major media push with other politicians for the redevelopment of the slums. It seems today is the day he's chosen to come and observe the shanty town firsthand. According to Tiaro, the residents here are unlawfully occupying the land and thus have no right to oppose his proposition. Unsurprisingly, this isn't the sort of thing the downtrodden occupants of the area are particularly willing to accept. They gather along the main road and begin chanting in unison, "Get out!" The locals begin closing in on Tiaro, and it feels as though the violence could break out at any moment. Tiaro, however, seems completely nonplussed. With scorn in his eyes, he quietly murmurs, "Eliminate them." Suddenly, a strange figure can be seen standing before him. She's clad in an armored warrior-like cape and sports a dark brown ponytail. In her hand, she brandishes what looks like a giant meat cleaver, and her face is completely obscured behind an ogre mask. She seems to be Tairo's bodyguard. With her imposing cleaver at the ready, she begins approaching the residents. Caught off guard, they respond by half-heartedly brandishing their picket signs and taking up the most convincing battle stances they can manage. This can't end well. At this rate, there will surely be injuries and possibly fatalities. But it's too late. The residents are already swinging their signs and the bodyguard has already swung her cleaver. I draw my blade and quickly position myself between the two sides. Sparks fly as my weapon and hers collide.
何やつあなたこそ私はヨミ
我は村雲私塾月戦女学館の選抜メンバーだ
Gessen is a well-known good shinobi high school. If she is indeed from the elite class there, this fight will not be an easy one. The bodyguard pushes herself away from me, then immediately comes in for another swing. I return the favor. During the struggle, my beansprout mask and her ogre mask both somehow end up knocked away. We're now staring directly into one another's eyes. This sight causes us both to freeze in place for a moment.
まさかお前は
あなたはもしかして
呼ぶなら村雲と呼べ我たちはもう忍びだ
ええそれなら村雲ちゃん
Before I can finish my thought, the sound of sirens blaring out in the distance suddenly reaches our ears. Several patrol cars are approaching the area. All the residents scatter like fearful bugs. Tiaro and his group begin their retreat as well.
さらば
Murakumo disappears as swiftly as she came, without once looking back. Murakumo and I were both raised in this shantytown. She's roughly 1 year older than I am. Her parents were killed in an accident when she was young, and it affected her very deeply. Her already shy personality worsened to the point that she wanted nothing more than to hide her face from the world. She began to wear a garbage bag over her head with holes for her eyes, nose, and mouth, and became a source of ridicule for the other kids as a result. I couldn't sit idly by and watch her get tormented, so I made a mask out of taped-up beansprout bags and joined her. That is the true origin of cropped beansprout mask. And in that moment, I became fast friends with the girl now known as Murakumo. But one day, Murakumo disappeared without a word. People said she'd been kidnapped or that she'd passed away. I desperately searched for her, but never did find any clues as to her whereabouts. Finally, after all these years, I see her again, but our reunion is a bit different than I'd hoped. Gessen Academy is a good shinobi school, which makes us, the so-called evil shinobi, her enemies. It may mean a fight to the death next time we meet.
せっかく会えたのに。
I heave a heavy sigh.
「みんなに報告がある。あまりいい知らせではないが」
何ですの？
月戦女学館が半蔵学院に学園祭を仕掛けた。
半蔵のみんながあの学園祭を戦うの？
ああ、まだ確認は取れていないが、すでに半蔵の連中はやられてしまったという情報もある。
ということはイカルガさんも？
まったく、この間のヘビ女の時もそうだが、アスカたちは何をやってるんだ。とにかくこうなったら月戦に乗り込むぞ。
分かったわ。また半蔵の敵討ちね。
違う。なんで私たちが半蔵の敵討ちをしなきゃならないんだ。
また始まった。
強い忍びと戦えば私たちも強くなれる。これも修行の一環だ。決してアスカのことは関係ない。
まあそういうことにしとこ。
いつまでたっても出発できないしね。
よし、それじゃあ行くぞ。
月戦ということは村雲ちゃんも。村雲ちゃん。
ヨミ、何しに来た？
半蔵学院との学園祭ですが、もしや黒髪の忍びと戦いましたか？
お前に話す必要はない。
わかりました。私も忍び同士の戦いの結果をとやかく言うつもりはありません。イカルガさんが村雲ちゃんに負けたというのなら、それも忍びとして受け入れるつもりです。ですから村雲ちゃんがどうして忍びになっているのか、それもあえて聞きません。私もここまで来るのにいろいろな事情がありましたから。
そうだな。忍びに過去を聞くのは野暮だ。
でも一つだけお願いを聞いてもらえますか？
お願い。
大老財閥が進めている再開発計画に手を貸すのはやめてください。私たちが育った場所が潰されようとしているんですよ。
断ると言ったらどうする？
忍び同士は戦ってこそ分かり合える。私はそう思っています。
いいだろう。我に勝てればお前の願い聞いてやる。さあ来い、ヨミ。
村雲ちゃん、行きます。
Gotta battle through a whole bunch of minions first, right? Though
舞順じます
that's how it usually ends up being.
お返しするね
Aha!
100連戦突破
Let's build up some experience in another way.
村雲鎮魂夢いざグレンのごとく舞い散れ
まだですわ秘伝忍法
まだ忍び転身
Took one ninja art to the face and is like, transformation time, please.
まだだ
秘伝忍法
Oops. Did I aim that right?
まだだ
まだですわ
全力だいそこか食らえ
ダメですわ
技あり
まだですわ秘伝忍法
I get you.
ニブルヘイ
まだだ
食らえみなぎってきましたわ
貴様試し切り
I'm not very good at aiming at it.
まだだ
いただきました
決着
Gotcha.
お話になりませんわね我の負けね村雲ちゃんおねしょして泣いてた頃とはもう違うんだね当たり前ですおねしょのことは話さないでください我も強くならないとねあなたに負けないぐらい村雲ちゃん大郎さんに話をしてみる 束したからね。タイロウさんは我の言うことなら聞いてくれるはず。村雲ちゃんとタイロウはどういう関係なのですか？言ったでしょ、言ったはずです。忍びに過去を聞くのは野暮だって。そうですね。いつかまた貧民街で会える時が来ればいいね。ええ、その時は忍び名ではなく本当の名前で呼び合いましょう。
It feels so odd seeing Murakumo speak so fluidly with her mask off like that.
やりましたわ。ひらめきましたわ。
Alright, I'll go ahead and end it here. I'm not sure if it's going to flow right into the next mission like normal, or if we're going to get thrown back into the ninja room. But regardless, I will end it here. So thank you all very much for watching, and ciao for now. Ciao for now.